Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for coming today and being here. It's really great to see you all. I'll be the formal part of the program for today, and I'll make it very brief. You're welcome to come a bit closer if you want to. Don't be shy. Oh, you're getting close to the okay. I get it. That's good. I'd probably do the same. Just picking up from where Bernard just left off, why Gebomana? What is Gebo? What is Mana? It's two words that I put together in a new way that I don't think anyone put together that way before. Gebo is the 10th rune in the old Viking rune alphabet, and it means gift. And it basically means gift or giving or gifting, in depending on sort of which part of the stories that you believe. And I'm not sure really I need to explain Mana much after Bernard's show. It's basically, Mana is by many, I guess, seen as the spirit within. Is that a fair way of putting it? One thing that I really fascinated me when I was reading up about Mana was the fact that Mana can be passed on. If you have a great Mana as a great chief, obviously we have a great chief painted on the face now over there, you can actually pass that on without losing it, but you can actually imbue Mana onto someone else or onto an object, animate or inanimate. So why would I do something like Gebomana in the first place? The first germ of the idea came about 4 years ago, and it feels now like a very long time ago. But, it's been a long journey, it's been worth it. It started by looking at what's happening in the wildlife world around us. Indonesia, Africa, doesn't matter where we go, there is an ongoing destruction of habitat for animals, wild and otherwise. And it occurred to me that one of the key solutions to alleviating that problem is to help the people that live in those countries so they can better look after the lands that they are, if you will, the traditional governors of that land. And we can't do that without educating those people. That's at the core of it, why the key purpose for the charitable efforts of what we do with Gebomana is educating children in sustainable practices. And it was brought to the fore of my mind just a few weeks ago. I was in Bali, and I was speaking to one of the to the director of one of the organisations that we support, and basically what he was talking about was the fact that what they do is they go out and they plant trees. And they go out and plant trees as part of reforestation projects in the jungles. Now what's quite unique about what they do is that they use people who used to be loggers.
Friends of National Parks.
Sorry?
Friends of National Parks Foundation?
Absolutely. So what Bayer was talking about was basically that not only are we changing the environment in where they work, but they're really at the core level changing the people that are right there, up there in those jungles. And I thought that was quite neat. Now, the other reason why Gebomana has come to be and the way it is was the fact that in the last couple of years, as I spoke to a number of people from various NGOs, it wasn't as much the lack of funding per se, but it was a lack of consistent level of funding. A lot of organisations out there going, yeah, great, we get a grant, yes, fantastic project, and you speak to them 6 months later and they go, okay, what's happening? And they go, well, we just shut the whole project down. What happened? Well, we ran out of funds. Well, then what? Well, we put in a number of grant applications, we're waiting for money. Well, what about in the meantime? Well, we had to let all the people go. And you go, that's crazy. So one of the key purposes of the giving model of what we build into Gebomana is that it provides an ongoing, sustainable level of support for those organizations that we go out and work with. So let me dwell on for a moment how the Gebomana giving tree works. Some of you may have looked at some of the emails that we send out. Some of you may have gone, oh yeah, whatever, we've been busy, that's fine. But if you think about it, if you go out and say over a year, maybe, and give 5 t-shirts, you know, a couple of birthdays, a couple of Christmas gifts, an anniversary, whatever else might be coming up, those 5 t-shirts is enough to educate one child in sustainable practices for a year. It may not sound like a lot, but you know, that's 1. Another 5, that's 2. You know, we're about 30, 35 people here today. You do the numbers as well as I do, and you go, whoa, that's kind of getting us somewhere. And the principle of with which we build the giving tree in Gebomana is that as each of us go out and give gifts, those can then, if you'll give the gift forward, and it starts slowly but surely, it'll start multiplying as we go outwards. So say for argument's sake, each of us, you know, over the next 12 months or so, you know, give 4 or 5 gifts out. Each of those people again give 4 or 5 gifts out. Well, we suddenly have hundreds of people, and we suddenly have a couple of 100 kids that are now in education programs. And that's just from us standing here right now. So it doesn't take that much. It's also one of the reasons that I built it like I have, because I'm one of those people that in many occasions you go and look at, you know, I could give something to this program, and you go, yeah, but does it really make a difference? Yeah, sure, I can afford to give it $100 or $200 or whatever, but I can see that's just a small drop in what this organization needs. So it's important for me to build something that can keep going on. Now, we've been ready to launch for a very long time. And Ruby is laughing because
it was next month.
It was next month.
For the last year.
Yes.
And I'm going, I don't think so.
Exactly. And I was absolutely convinced that Christmas trade, I mean the one that's passed about 6 months ago, we would be ready for that and we would really make an impact on that. And no. And I was sure that February was going to be it, and March, and May. But the most important thing is we're right here, right now, today. We launched yesterday. We actually got the first order yesterday, which was kind of exciting when the email tipped in about 9 p.m. last night or whatever it was. It was like, phew! But there's a reason it's taken this long. I wanted to make sure that, first of all, we could provide a top-notch product. Because as much as we might have some good intentions, all that stuff, if the product that we deliver doesn't live up to the expectations, it's never going to work. So we had to kick out the first producer that we were working with, because in a span of 3 months, they did about 200 t-shirts, which equals about 3 t-shirts per day. Ouch. So we had to find someone who had a bit more productivity and actually quality at the same time, which we've now found. But again, we're in Bali. It takes time. It takes time to get to know people. It takes time to get things ironed out. You know, we went through a market testing round. Some of you were part of that last year. Thank you very much to every one of you who were. And, you know, as a result of that, you know, I sent Ruby back to Bali, and we had to just redevelop a number of the